Welcome to Community Church Unitarian Universalist. Is this loud enough? Okay. I'm your worship associate, Michelle Firestone, and it's a joy to be with you on this kind of nasty morning, although it's clearing up out there for the Jazz Fest people. That's good. Community Church is a progressive, open-minded, and inclusive religious community. We welcome all who are on a spiritual search for truth and meaning. Ours is a faith in action as we do the work of social justice and elevate compassion in our quest to live ethically, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every being. Please look to your weekly email for announcements. We have one special announcement this morning. Marilyn.
Yep, it's about the plant sale. Okay, all right. One day during this week, you're going to get an e-blast about the plant sale. Please forward it to all your friends to inform your friends about the plant sale. And also, there's going to be a posting on the church's Facebook page. So forward it to all your Facebook friends sometime this week. Okay, I still have trays for transporting the plants, and the sticks are in the fellowship hall where you write the name of the plant. You don't have to put the price. I can figure out the price, or we will, figure that out. Okay, people like to come to our plant sale because the plants are so cheap. Okay, anyway, drop your plants off on Friday, May 8th, between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m., that's preferred, or on Saturday morning between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. The sale starts at noon on Saturday, so we want to get everything set up before then, if possible. Okay, now if you can come help, we would really appreciate it. No, we need to put every table that we have up. We need to get the plant situated. We have to put signs up. There's a lot to do in the morning and a lot to do to get ready. So the more hands we have helping, the better. Okay, and I want to give a shout out. Well, I don't see him today. Anyway, Jonathan Becknell brought to my house about 160 plants, all vegetables, sprouted, ready, okay. And then, all that rain that came in the middle of the night and the wind, and I thought, oh gosh, there goes Jonathan. Oh no, I came the next morning, looked at them, they loved it. Oh, they were so happy. So, okay, so I've got to transport all those, plus the ones that I have. That's okay. It's wonderful. Okay. We're going to have a lot of plants. It'll be good. Okay. Thanks a lot.
We'd like to welcome any new and returning visitors today. We hope you'll stay after the service for refreshments and fellowship. In the spirit of fellowship, please turn to your neighbors, especially those you may not know, and say hello. Our speaker this morning is Shawn Loht. Welcoming him back to the pulpit. Shawn has been a member of CCUU since 2020. He heads up the stewardship team at CCUU and serves with the Finance and Buildings and Grounds committees. His proudest accomplishments are a career in higher education and raising 3 beautiful stepchildren. And I'd also just like to say, Shawn is one of those people who does a lot more behind the scenes than any of us see and realize. There are several of those people in this congregation, and he is definitely one of those. Welcome to you, Shawn.
Our opening words today are from the New York Times columnist Ezra Klein. Conversation is not a reward to be bestowed on those with whom we agree. It's a necessary habit in a democracy. The point is not to find agreement so much as to deepen understanding. To talk with others is to believe in the possibility of change, theirs and your own. Whether you like everything that someone has said should be severed from the question of whether that person is worth talking to.
It is our ritual to light a chalice invoking hope and eternal truth to our worship. Please join us in the singing of the words of the chalice lighting. We light this flame, printed in your order of service.
You light this flame to offer the light of truth, acknowledge that the one and the fire of hope and commitment.
Our first reading is from the text On Liberty by John Stuart Mill. Very brief. If all mankind minus one were of one opinion, and only one person were of the contrary opinion, mankind would be no more justified in silencing that one person than he, if he had the power, would be justified in silencing mankind.
Now is our sacred time of joys and sorrows. If you're online, you may write your joys and sorrows in the comments section to be read aloud. In person, you may write them on one of the cards being passed out by our greeters. Please remain seated for our hymn number 885, Although This Life is But a Wraith.
This
From Jim, a sadness on the 1-year anniversary of Vera's funeral, a joy that her love lives on. From Kathleen, a joy that Abigail committed to being in her school musical, Peter Pan, as Nana, the dog. She attended 2 months of lengthy rehearsals, resulting in a great show. That's wonderful. From Alice, a joy, my father, 3 brothers, and all our children were together this week, not even for a wedding or a funeral, just to be together. That's amazing. And I have a joy. Yesterday, we gathered again to make meals for the community fridges. We had, I think I counted 9 people. It was wonderful. We were done in less than an hour and delivered a whole bunch of meals to hungry people. We light 2 more candles, one for the joys still bubbling up, too new to share, and one for the sorrows that we cannot yet put into words. Know that we hold you in our hearts. Now let's pause for a moment of silence, recognizing the joys and sorrows of those in our community, spoken and unspoken.
For our second reading today, this is from the philosopher Hannah Arendt. Very, very brief. The most radical revolutionary will become a conservative on the day after the revolution. My talk today is inspired by our dear friend and longtime member, Bert Brunson. I don't see him in the room, but maybe he's watching at home. You might call Bert a curmudgeon. I would say Bert likes to encourage people to be blunt and take off the mask. What I have to say is deliberately provocative. If some of you want to avoid my company for a while, that's okay. Also, to give you a warning, in a few minutes, I'm going to sing something. You probably won't like that. And advance apologies to Nicholas and the choir. We find ourselves in a time when it has become commonplace to close ranks and shut ourselves off from those we disagree with. In the last 10 years, it has become normal operating procedure to negate the voices of those who do not affirm our views. We very frequently insist upon absolute moral certainty. Our own, of course. It is an ingrained habit immediately to judge people based on guilt by association, also known as cancel culture. Most importantly for my talk today, the political climate demands that we pigeonhole our opponents. The assumption being, even to grant person X a place at the table is to affirm their position and their moral status. The message I want to try today is, we have got to stop doing that. Personally, I am speaking from a place of sadness and frustration and exhaustion. I feel a lot of burnout from the constant demand to perform, to signal my virtues and push more and more to the left, because that performance is the only way to support progressive values. Much of the dilemma I'm describing is not anyone's fault. As we know, there are systemic forces that impact the information we receive. There are cable TV channels that I can turn on and expect to hear things that gratify my position. And yes, the beloved social media apps. You have heard the word probably more times than you care to remember. Algorithms. Everything I see on Facebook and TikTok and Insta, it's based on a predictive analysis of what the software knows I like. A podcast I follow recently ran an episode entitled, "Our Tax System Should Make You Furious." And upon seeing this, I thought to myself, yes, I would like to hear that. And do you think our opponents do and say wild things just to get a rise out of us? Yes, of course they do. So with that in mind, let's all take a deep breath. I'm going to do it with you. The Unitarian Universalist values are written on this podium. They include, you can read them right now, interdependence, equity, pluralism. We are part of one human family. From a spiritual perspective, this can't simply mean the human community is only other people who talk like us and think like us. Pluralism means everybody. We just got done singing "Enter, Rejoice, and Come In." I would venture to guess that the songwriter is extending that invitation to everyone. In a few minutes, we will sing one of our other favorites that's called "Let It Be a Dance." Dancing is something we do with other people. Not me, I'm going to be hidden away somewhere and you don't want to see that, so I'm removing myself from that activity. We depend on many people of different persuasions in order for life to be possible. If I go to the emergency room for a life-threatening injury, I'm not asking the doctor who treats me whether they have a red hat. Any more than if I ask my grandma for life advice, I'm not first pausing and asking her, wait a minute, what's your position on welfare or assisted suicide or Israel? I invite you to think about the values of interdependence, equity, pluralism in spiritual terms. Spirituality is hard. We talk a lot here about the connection of UU spirituality with nature. It's an easy sell to talk about pluralism in ecological terms. We recently watched a movie at this church called The Biggest Little Farm, one of whose core ideas was that ecological communities are healthier and more sustainable the more animal and plant species they have. The opposite is what we call monoculture. When I was in 5th grade, we went to outdoor school, which was a sleepaway camp that instructed us in ecological values. We learned a song that taught us about this, and I'm going to share that with you. Here it goes. I had to practice this to kind of get the tune right. Okay. All Earth's critters have a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or wings or claws or anything they got now. All of Earth's critters have a place in the choir. It can't be the case that you and I have the market cornered on political truth. When this day comes, we can all go home. The reality is, as the philosopher Hannah Arendt observed, achieving political truth is a struggle. It can emerge at key historical moments when things become dire, but it needs to be fought for in order to be preserved. It is easy to forget, for forgetting is an existential feature of human life. That democracy means empowering multiple voices. It is easy to paper over the historical memory that our country was founded on the values of free speech and freedom of expression. It is unfortunate but the case that free speech and freedom of expression are often quite ugly. Facts. People do not like to be marginalized. People do not like to be labeled. Think presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's comments about the basket of deplorables. Or presidential candidate Barack Obama's observation about rural people clinging to guns and religion because of their frustration. Most of all, people do not like to be ignored. In what follows, I want to cite some ideas from the philosopher John Stuart Mill in order to talk about why democracy demands that we promote and not deny an environment where voices are empowered. John Stuart Mill, who lived from 1806 to 1873, was a decisive advocate of the political principle we now know as liberalism. Liberalism is not the same thing as liberal politics or a liberal point of view in today's nomenclature. Rather, liberalism in the classical sense simply involves liberty or freedom. According to this view, the political good is centered in freedom. And we like freedom, no? The catch, speaking historically, is that promoting freedom does not equate to agreement on how to achieve that freedom. So we all want freedom, but we want it in different ways. In the book on liberty, Mill addresses the very dilemma I'm sketching. There are 3 lessons, very brief, from this book that I want to promote today. 1 of Mill's most famous epithets was our first reading. So just paraphrasing it now. Censoring one person is the same as censoring everybody. No matter what wild things somebody wants to shout from the rooftops, we should let this person speak. If this person is indeed wildly wrong, expose the stinky stuff to the sun rather than hide it in a dark basement. We can put on our grown-up pants and engage this person in respectful conversation. Or if you don't like that, alternately, to use Martin Luther King's expression, spiritually aggressive debate. And the fact remains that many now orthodox beliefs were once considered idle fantasy. Okay, 2. Second point. Mill teaches that a progressive society needs to promote social and political experimentation. It is a good thing to encourage a marketplace of ideas. Mill calls this marketplace one where we promote experiments of living. Experiments of living. Creative people, entrepreneurs, geniuses cannot flourish without an atmosphere that encourages individuality and taking risks. When you put these types into a place where they have no choice but to follow the company line, they cannot do their work, and we all suffer. Third and finally, perhaps the most controversial of the points I want to share. In the good society, there is an equal necessity for both conservative and progressive values. Yes, I said it. This is because without conservatism, we lack stability. We can't know where we are if we destroy the ground we are standing on. Conservatism at the heart is important as a political orientation because it emphasizes that some things are worth conserving. A place like New Orleans being a case in point. Think traditions, identities, and places. But progressive values are equally important because human life is such that there are always areas for improvement. The human condition is such that we are never finished. In spiritual terms, this means that conservative ideas are often a beacon for remembering values that hold society together. Progressive ideas remind that life constantly involves the birth of the new. To conclude, we live with other people. Moving forward from the awful political climate of the moment requires that we remember to champion differences. It requires that we champion love. One of our UU forefathers, maybe you've heard of, Anthony Powell Davies, suggested that our practice is about preserving the freedom for truth. This means empowering people to be wrong as much as it means empowering people to find what is right. This is an invitation for us to try lowering the temperature just a degree or two and extending a hand. I think there has been damage done, and we all have some work to do to repair it. May it be so.
Amen.
Thanks for that important message and reminder. Community Church Unitarian Universalist is a self-sustaining congregation. Members and friends' generosity help us to do the sacred work of bringing justice, spirituality, and compassion to our community and beyond. You can give online, by text, or in person this morning. Please remain seated for our, unless you want to dance, for our offertory hymn number 311, Let It Be a Dance. Feel free to dance.
Let it be a May the music save the words, and fill the silence saying blood. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Let the fire light to me, feel the rhythm, feel the need, to make the heart never seen. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance we do. May our happiness dance with you, through all the times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance, everybody turn and sing. Let your body learn to bend, and let it in the wind. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. A time is for beyond the sky, a time for joy, a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance with you. May I have this dance with you, through all the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance, holding summertime at night. Without the dark there is the light. If nothing's wrong and nothing's right, let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Let the sunshine let it rain, shadow laughter bear the pain, and rock me go again. Let it be a dance.
Our benediction today is from the book Bowling Alone by Robert Putnam. He was featured in the movie we showed just a couple of weeks ago that was entitled Join or Die. Our national myths often exaggerate the role of individual heroes and understate the importance of collective effort. Real progress is almost always the result of people working together. Community, not isolated greatness, is what sustains democracy.
Please stand as you're willing and able for our closing hymn, number 323, Break Not the Circle, and remain standing for the chalice extinguishing.
Break not the circle.
Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this chalice here that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again. Please join us in the fellowship hall for refreshments and conversation.